Hello and welcome to my channel. My channel specifically talks about tips and means or ways how we can help our children in kindergarten to grade 2 to read and write effectively. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm talking about 3 major factors that may hinder a child from progressing in reading and writing. 3 factors that hinder a child to read and write when they're in kindergarten, grade 1 or 2. In these factors, I'll divide them into 3 categories. Number 1 has to do with the individual factors, which could be split into 4 points. The first one, learning differences. Sometimes children may have differences such as the challenges such as the dyslexia or any auditory processing disorder that can make reading and writing challenging. So that's the first factor onto affecting a child's individually. The second point is developmental delay. Some children may need more time to develop their necessary skills. So find that some children, no matter what you can do, because they delayed at a certain point, you find that they are still behind. You talk, he grasps the concept. After a few minutes, a child loses all the gains you had discovered. The third one, under individual factor, is the sensory issues. Well, we're still looking at the individual factors that affect a child from failing to read and write from kindergarten to grade 2. So under sensory, this could be vision or hearing problems. This can also impede the learning. Then the fourth point under individual factors that affects a child from reading and writing kindergarten to grade 2 are emotional or social challenges. This can include anxiety, depression, or social isolation. Can also impact focus and motivation for a child to grasp the concepts being taught or told. The second factor is instructional factors. Remember, I've said that there are 3 major factors that may impede a child from gaining skills in reading and writing from kindergarten to grade 2. I said number 1 is the individual factors, which includes learning differences, developmental delays, sensory issues, and emotional or social challenge. Now we are on the second factor, which is the instructional factor, which can also be broken down into 4 parts. 1 being ineffective teaching methods. Not all teaching methods work for all learners at all levels. Over-reliance on one method may leave some students behind. You find that you are just consistent on one way, and that way is hard for some children to grasp. As a result, you leave other kids behind. We see even as adults, where a teacher gives this to maybe 3 formulas, you find that one formula is easy for you to grasp the concept than the other one. So if a teacher in kindergarten grade 1 to 2 relies on one teaching method, children that will be left behind, the number might increase or gradually increase. The second point is lack of differentiation. Standardized instruction ignores individual learning styles and paces. So you find that there is one standard, one size fits for all in similar ways. It also ignores individual learning styles and paces. So therefore, there is a need for a teacher to look at individuals as their development, especially in kindergarten grade 1 and 2. A teacher must pay keen interest, must pay a sharp eye on all the children, because that's the level where the children are supposed to develop their reading and writing skills. Number 3, limited exposure to quality materials. This is under instructional factors that impede children's reading abilities from kindergarten to grade 2. Inadequate access to engaging books and writing tools can stifle interest and development. You find that the material which is there, number 1, maybe you could have materials, but it's not quality. Number 2, you can have quality materials, but it's not adequate. As a result, you find that it does not instill interest in the children or participate or hands-on among the learners. So we need to have enough materials, not limited exposure to quality materials. This impedes or hinders children from gaining skills in reading and writing. The fourth point under instructional factor is insufficient assessment. Insufficient assessment. Unidentified learning gaps can go unaddressed, leading to cumulative difficulties. We're saying unidentified learning gaps can go unaddressed. This meaning that if you don't assess, especially kids in kindergarten 1 and 2, K to 2, you find that there are some challenges that your child is facing. Example, he has failed to identify the letter A or sound A, and then you add on the sound B. That means the compoundment of the difficulties keep on piling up. As a result, you not achieve anything. So we are saying we need to assess it adequately. So the third factor that hinders a child from gaining a headways in reading and writing from K to 2 is environmental factors, which could be categorized into 3 environmental factors. The first one is poverty and language deprivation. Poverty and language deprivation. Under here, we're talking about limited access to books, educational resources, and enriching experiences can negatively impact development. Here we find that there are certain things that the child is supposed to acquire, to see, or to touch or practice. In the absence of those, then you find that that will negatively impact the child's development skills in literacy. Then B, inconsistent home support. Inconsistent home support. This we're talking about lack of exposure to reading and writing activities at home can also hinder progress. There must be a continuation of learning even at home. And at home we have the parents. That's why it's important to have homeworks for the children, so that parents can participate in the education of their children. So in the absence of support at home, that also negatively impact the child's headways in reading and writing. Lastly, negative attitude towards literacy. Negative attitude towards literacy. Negative experiences or perceptions of reading and writing can create discouragement. If you see, no, this one is, no, reading and writing is difficult, me, I can't do this, no, my child, he can't read, can't write, negatively, that perception would discourage or create a discouragement in a child's mind. So now, what are the tips now? How do you solve these? Here are the 10 detailed tips with solutions. Individualized assessment is number 1 solution. Identify each child's strengths, weaknesses, and learning styles to tailor instruction accordingly. Number 2, multisensory instruction. Employ various methods like phonics, whole language, kinethetics activities to cater for diverse needs. 3, explicit instruction of foundational skills. Ensure learners have a strong grasp of phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, and grammar. 4, differentiated instruction. Provide leveled materials, varied activities, and flexible groupings to cater to different learning paces and styles. 5, engaging age-appropriate materials. Use high-quality books, games, and writing tools that spark curiosity and motivation. Number 6, frequent and formative assessment. Frequent and formative assessment. You must regularly monitor progress to identify areas needing improvement and adjustment instruction accordingly. Number 7, collaboration with parents and caregivers. Provide resources and guidance to support literacy development at home. Then number 8, positive reinforcement and encouragement. Positive reinforcement and encouragement. Celebrate successes, build confidence, and foster a love for reading and writing. Number 9, address underlying issues. Underlying Address underlying issues. Seek support from specialists to address any learning difficulties or differences, emotional challenges, or sensory issues. And lastly, number 10, professional development for teachers. Professional development for this one equips educators with effective teaching strategies and knowledge of diverse learning needs. Remember, addressing reading and writing struggles require a comprehensive approach that considers individual, instructional, and environmental factors. Working collaboratively with teachers, parents, and specialists can create a supportive environment where every child can develop their literacy skills and reach their full potential. My name is Wiseman. Wiseman Banda is my name. If you think this presentation has helped you in one way or the other, please give me a thumbs up by liking or click on the subscribing button, so that each time I post something very interesting in literacy and development, you should quickly be notified. Until then, my name is Wiseman once again. It's bye.